The year is 2020, Animal Crossing New Horizons is quickly approaching and the gaming year is starting to heat up. This year, both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are poised to release, and we have games like The Last of Us 2 and Halo Infinite to look forward to. But what's going on over at Nintendo? Details for Nintendo's 2020 are slim to say the very least. After Animal Crossing New Horizons, the only other first-party content we have to look forward to are the expansions for Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's literally it. And even then, we only have the tentative release dates of June and Fall 2020 for the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra respectively. After that, we are already throwing ourselves into the speculation zone. We received a trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 last year, and we do know that Metroid Prime 4 is back in development at Retro Studios, but the development of that was basically started all over again when it moved back over to Retro. Okay, I have heard other rumours and speculation about what Nintendo's 2020 looks like, but absolutely nothing is concrete, and I prefer to wait until we get actual confirmation from the Big N themselves, as I have been burned plenty of times in the past on silly little rumours. Over the past few years, Nintendo Directs have dropped early into the year and gave us a layout of what is planned for the upcoming 12 months. Now, Nintendo don't detail all of their plans out in one go, of course. They still want to save some surprises to tease us with, when they see fit. However, these early Directs normally give us a pretty good idea of what's releasing, at least up until E3, in which they normally give us more cool announcements and probably solidify some release dates and maybe give us a shadow drop or two. We're now in March. By the time Animal Crossing releases, we'll nearly be a quarter way through the year. New Horizons will have been the only big release for the company in 2020, and their release slate will be empty afterwards. So with only a matter of days left, how have we not received a new Nintendo Direct? Or even heard Ninty talk about anything but our desert island getaway? Strangely enough, it actually feels like Nintendo are on their own desert island at the moment. And as a Nintendo fan, this really scares me. Next gen consoles are on the way. In my eyes at least, Nintendo should be trying to assure us that the Switch can still put up a fight. The Switch Lite only launched at the end of 2019, but with everyone looking forward at Sony and Microsoft, Nintendo should be doing all they can to stay in the conversation. But they're just staying completely silent. We are still waiting on more information from Sony and Microsoft about the release of their next-gen consoles. We don't yet know the release date or price of either new box, and it almost feels like they are waiting out each other at this point, seeing who will break first in this strange standoff. Is Nintendo just doing the same thing? Is every company just trying to see who cracks first? It's definitely worth mentioning that this worked out massively in PlayStation's favour during the launch of the PS4. Microsoft frankly had an awful announcement of the Xbox One. It was confusing and focused on all the wrong things, and then, quite frankly, Sony capitalised and turned the Xbox into a literal on-stage joke. Maybe both companies want that opportunity again this time around? Maybe both are trying to bide their time so they can try and show up the competition. Nintendo surely have to be taking all of this into account with their marketing campaign for the year, but if they're playing a waiting game, it's really starting to show them up. Sure, it could work out greatly for them. They could outwait the next gen info and maybe pounce with a new bundle or price drop. However, I really don't think that's enough news to snuff out interest for the brand new consoles. Maybe Nintendo are just waiting to announce a new Switch of their own, and if that's the case, I highly doubt it would launch alongside the PS5 and Xbox Series X. So why not wait a little bit longer to announce it at maybe E3 or the Game Awards? No matter how I try to spin this web and justify things, I can't. All of this just makes me feel like Nintendo have absolutely nothing to say. Now, I am only one person ranting into a microphone, but it really feels to me that Nintendo need to give us a Nintendo Direct soon. They really need to let us know what we can actually expect to see on our Switches this year. As confident as the success of the Nintendo Switch has made me over the past few years, this incessant silence makes my mind quickly drift back to the days of the Wii U. We would go for months without big first-party games, without any news, and fans just started to give up hope. Okay, both the handheld and console divisions of the company are now working on Switch games, so I really don't think we're going to see a release schedule that of the Wii U this year. I really want to eat my words on this one and watch Nintendo release a bunch of amazing titles throughout the year, but they really need to do something to make me believe in them again. We can only survive on a desert island for so long.